speaking of the father of Pac-Man, we have the killer of Pac-Man. The What's Inside channel, a channel that I thought was a parody account at first. I thought I stumbled on some sort of Onion channel, but no, it's a real YouTube channel. It's real. Oh, it's real. Where this has 4 million subscribers, and it consists of a guy literally breaking and tearing apart various objects to show you what's inside them. Now, I believe there is some sort of cable show where this idea was probably aped from, where they take like huge buzzsaws and like will saw a car in half and things like that, which is entirely dumb. Those guys, though, probably have some knowledge of the inner workings at least, or have experts on to really explain the intricacies. From what I've gathered from watching, unfortunately having to watch a few of these videos of this What's Inside channel, they just destroy shit for the sake of it and tell you absolutely nothing about it other than what your own eyes can see. They're not experts at all. This guy has no idea what he's talking about. He brings his kid along for the ride, probably to make himself look better on screen. I'm not just some middle-aged asshole destroying stuff for no reason. I got a kid involved too, so it's educational. That said, they tore apart a Pac-Man cabinet, a vintage Pac-Man cabinet that was converted via the ROM board and the marquee header to Miss Pac-Man, but it was a Pac-Man cabinet in decent condition for a 37-year-old cabinet. In decent condition. The monitor had a little bit of screen burn in, as you'd expect from a Pac-Man machine that's 37 years old, which they then promptly destroyed that perfectly working monitor. But the machine worked fine, though. They actually played the machine beforehand. All right, so they destroy a Pac-Man machine with this guy uses a jigsaw. I'm going to click on some of this video so I remember it off the top of my head. He uses a jigsaw, uses, I think, a crowbar to tear it apart. Magnanimously, they say, oh, we're going to keep some parts. We're going to keep, like, the side wood, and they're basically going to keep half of it. They're going to keep the two pieces of side art attached to, the two sides. They're going to keep the overlay glass. They're going to keep the glass marquee. So they're basically keeping, a chunk of it. And the ROM board they're going to keep, This is upsetting, though. Obviously, it's upsetting because anyone watching this would die for a vintage arcade machine like this. This is not a cheap machine. This isn't like I would be bitching about, oh, there was this beat-up old, I don't know, a PlayChoice 10 that was absolutely decrepit and falling apart. Even that's gone up in value, so that's not even a good example. But it's not some random machine that's on its last legs. It works, and it's a machine that even in that condition will go for probably close to $1,000. The arcade auction, the auctions, let alone eBay, the auctions I went to, the last ones I went to were probably 7 years ago. You would get beat up Miss Pac-Man machines going for $1,000 or more, or beat up Pac-Mans going for that much. Because while there's a lot of them out there, still not as many as that were out there 40 years ago. A lot were destroyed. It's not like you can walk down the street and find them, and it's the most popular game. So people want these. They want them to either own and play them, or to restore them to like new condition. And that's why they go for a lot of money. I mean, hell, I can check on eBay right now while I comment on more about the prices of these. So let's fuck it. Pac-Man vintage arcade. I'm just gonna see what the going rate is for this. If you want to get a restored one, you're gonna look at $2,000. You want to get a beat up one, yeah, $900 for a Miss Pac-Man. A new commercial one will cost you $2,000. These are coveted. These are definitely coveted. A multi-K converted, $1,500. Buy it now. Obviously, your miles may vary on this. He could have got this locally for a lot less, but the fact of the matter is, this is a coveted machine. You're storing it for no good reason. I thought it was humorous that within the first 2 minutes of the video, he smiles and says, "We found the Midway Pac-Man parts and operating manual." And he quickly looks and says, "Oh, we're going to keep this." You know what was in that manual? Instructions about how to open the machine without destroying it. Like the latches and the door in the back, so you can actually get in there, get at the board, take the monitor in and out, stuff like that. The coin door in the front, you can quickly get that rekeyed if you want to open the coin door up and look at the coin there. The whole point is, obviously, you can know what's inside a fucking arcade machine by either looking at pictures online, looking at the freaking operating manual in his hand, or by actually opening the machine up without destroying it. You can easily learn what's in there. And it's not a huge amount of parts. either. It's not like opening up, a computer necessarily, even though it has some of the, you got the ROM board, you got your monitor, but it's not like this is like so intricate that the only way we would have known what was inside of this was by cutting the fucking thing in half or just destroying it entirely. That's what's so silly about this. What's even sillier, though, is that this channel actually exists, which means I have no faith in humanity, since they think that learning means watching some fool destroy stuff for no good reason. That's how they want to learn. What's more discouraging, though, is that there are actual channels out there with people that actually have knowledge of the items that this guy's destroying who are not getting any views. And yeah, woe is me. One guy's getting all the views and attention, other people aren't. But it's just, to me, just, I don't know. Is Rome burning now? That we think learning is watching a guy destroy stuff. Unless you're out there, you actually get some sort of satisfaction to see some guy destroy a lot of times perfectly good stuff. In this case, a perfectly fine Miss Pac-Man machine in a Pac-Man cabinet. Like, if you think that's fine, good on you. You're probably not listening to this podcast, though, because that's not the audience I cater to. But yeah, there's arcade channels out there, people that restore machines. If you want to learn about arcade machines and the inner workings of how they work, I'm almost flabbergasted. Actually, I am flabbergasted because it's not sickening. It's more like, I can't believe this happened. I'm sure there's other people out there that looked at some of their videos. Let's see, what else have they uploaded here. They have a pretty good destruction upload schedule. They destroy about 2 things a week or a few things a month. Yeah, they destroyed a giant teddy bear because, it's a total mystery what they fill those things with. The one I watched almost in entirety. Oh, they destroyed a VR headset. What's inside a turtle shell? I try to give it a chance. I actually did. I watched the What's Inside a 4K video camera one. And very knowledgeable. He knew all about the CCDs inside the camera, what type of lenses are there. Oh no, he just said, look at the different layers of glass. Look at the microprocessor chips from cutting his camera in half. Again, you're going to say, Pat, it's his property. He can do what he wants. Yes, of course. I can destroy all these games on my wall if I want. Is it sensible? Is it reasonable? Does it make fucking sense to do it? That's the question. It doesn't. It just doesn't. When you have, I think the big takeaway from watching the Pac-Man cabinet destruction video was his comment, some kind of amplifier for the energy. I think that it was the biggest technological discussion point I think this man brought up during this. But, good on you. Good on everyone out there giving this guy's views, so he can make, I don't know, he can make his hundreds of thousands of dollars off his YouTube channel to encourage him to buy more shit to destroy. So you jackals out there can enjoy that, and then the cycle continues. Not you guys jackals watching the CUPodcast, but just a fucking terrible video, and and then you go from that to the guy who was the father of Pac-Man passing away a week after that. It's just more unsettling the more I thought about both things here. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't understand the person doing it. I don't understand how they think this is ethical or right. And I don't understand why people fucking watch this shit.